Hip, right, hip, out, home. Hip, shoulder, home. Out, home. Day 5. Trigger and panic here. We'll tell the story of the trail names a little bit later. But we started at Tucker's Lane parking lot, which is just on the north side of where I-66 crosses the trail. Now we got a pretty good climb that we're about a third of the way up today, but it's not bad because it's a nice winding trail. Hopefully you see any deer or moose.
Behind me.
No, that's a jackass. No. We got a good climb going here, not too shabby because it's switchbacking around, and we've been up this before a couple years ago. Definitely looks different with no vegetation. And the trail's been pretty kind, just roots here, but we know there's rocks ahead, so we'll come back on that. And is this a good time to show? Hey, where you going? Hey.
Oh, good luck.
See? Oh. Panic is not even watching the blazes.
I'm following the sun.
So anyway, and we've got blazes right in front of us that my wife is not paying attention to. Trail. Yesterday, I had a lot of discussions with myself, and it was all one-way communication. I wasn't getting any responses, but I think I was getting a lot of silent agreement, which I frequently don't get when I talk to you. On my phone, I have Guthook app open here, and basically I'll show what happens here. If I just open up Guthook and I hit the GPS button here and press this blue button, it'll show me where I'm at. So I'm at 1182 feet, and here's my lat long, and I'm near mile 12.9. That's going south, the direction we're heading in. I pre-planned my route for today, so I'm going to open it up. It was day 5, and we started on Tucker's Lane, and we're going to 522. And basically, this is the map route. We started up here, just north of I-66. We're going to 522. I'm going to turn the elevation loop on right now. And this is the route we planned for today. It starts in Tucker's Lane, and it's going to finish up over here on 522. And so I'm going to zoom in a bit. I'm going to zoom in this way. So we've been climbing this hill. I want to know where I'm at on the hill climb. So we started down here. We crossed the railroad tracks, and that was probably about 500 feet or so. And we're going up to this point right here, which is 0.7 ahead, and it's 1,448 feet. And I can see this bubble right here. So we got about half, a little more than half of the climb left, and it'll show us where we're going. And then we'll get up there and we can hit other points, and they'll show it. Like if we needed to go to this water point, we can click and it says it's 1.5 mile ahead, which is mile 2.3 on our day. Our day is going to be 8.4 in total. If you need any information, like for instance, we're going to go by Jim and Molly Denton Shelter. There's 2 things in here. There's a spring, and if I zoom in on my map, you'll probably see the shelter. There it is right there. So if I needed some information about the shelter, I can click on that, just like that, and then I can tap it again, and it'll show a couple of pictures of the shelter, and we'll go in there with the video, with the camera later on. It'll talk about the shelter. You can see where it's at on the map and elevation. And then the nice thing about Guthook, it's interactive. Hikers will put notes in here. Works on airplane mode. Yeah. And this app I bought a couple years ago for $59. There's big rocks all over this trail. This is a good sized one, and I want to stand next to it to give you an idea about how big. Oh, look at that. There's double blazes all over it. Come and take a peek. Look at that. Holy moly.
Oh, baby.
Look at the ones on the...
I was looking up there.
Honey, look right here. Look it.
Too low for me.
That's for the northbounders, and look at the other blaze.
Okay.
Oh, it says turn, knucklehead, and bada boom. There's two blazes right there.
Okay.
3 or 4 weeks ago, I came out here on a frozen day, and I fell on my butt twice in about 10 feet. So at that point, I said, I got to get some micro spikes. I didn't want to pay the $60 or $70 for them, but I was able to find these micro spikes. This is Catula micro spikes, which is a pretty good brand. I got them for $46 at Sunny Sports. So really not totally necessary today, but I've got them, and I'm gonna put them on just to try out. They weigh about 13 ounces, both of them. So Ia tried these the other day, and she said you definitely feel the weight on your feet. But I'm gonna put them on and just walk up this icy slope and see how they do. They're pretty easy to put on. Put them on once before at home, but I haven't actually walked in them, so I'm going to do that today.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't walk at home with those on my hardwood floor.
Yeah.
This one is shaky. Jim and Molly, we've been a couple times here. I love it. Really well maintained. It's a beautiful day. It's really for hiking. You cannot ask for better. Okay, there is a privy, and there's a lot of spots for tents. Lepota.
You probably need to explain that.
In the shelter, inside the shelter, oh, great piece of log. I wish we can have a fire. Okay, here's a to the spring, route to the spring, and there remains of old shelter. Who knows who lives there?
Ia calls this rock that we're on, we came from down there, winding up. She calls this the bear observation platform. And every time we've been up here, we haven't seen anything.
Not even squirrels, not even chipmunks, and not whitetails. Where all they are?
Well, I think there's probably another platform around here. They're all laughing, watching us.
We hear that strange sound, like a buzzing sound. I'm gonna be very quiet. John, hold your breath.
Okay.
I hope I will record that.
I'll hold my breath, I'll tip over.
He's my husband, real thru hiker. He found the trash somebody left, like a piece of left from the candies, and he picked it up. Love it.
Yeah, the Mosby's Rangers stayed up there, and it was like 9 families, and I found every single one of their home sites. I mail detect for a living.
Okay,
oh, wow.
And you mentioned your YouTube channel?
Rockwall Hunter.
Rockwall Hunter.
And you have a big collection of Civil War
collection. Oh, yeah.
swords.
I've been doing it for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
So
is
you must
amazing.
be a huge historian as well.
I stopped. Oh yes.
Yeah.
I electrolysis all of my relics.
Yeah.
And a hot wax treatments, and they look like brand new when they come out of the ground.
Yeah. So we can see some of your stuff on your YouTube channel, right?
Oh yes, most definitely. I would always constantly go next to rock walls.
Yeah.
And find all my stuff.
Okay, there you go.
They call me rock wall hunter.
Yeah, yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't object, I'm putting stuff out on my
Sure.
hike publicly, so.
I don't care.
Yeah, and if anybody needs to contact you, they can get you via YouTube,
Sure.
right? Earlier today we talked about the Guthook app that we use on the phone to figure out where we're at and all that. Another great resource that's been around for quite some time is the AT guide, which everybody refers to as the AWOL guide. The guy who created this guide hiked the AT back in 2003. His name is David Miller, David AWOL Miller, absent without leave. AWOL is his trail name. He was a software engineer. He hiked the trail in 2003, created this guide, and this is a guide that's available in paper. You can get northbound, southbound. You can get a PDF version to put on your phone, which I have right here for illustration. And I think the Guthook guide is great while you're on the trail. The AT guide or the AWOL guide has tremendous amount of information, particularly about the towns that are either near or on the trail. We hiked from Tucker's Lane parking lot, which going southbound is mile marker 1212.1, and then we finished up at US 522, which is mile marker 1220.2. And this is an interactive guide on the PDF. And what this shows is it shows where you're at. It shows some of the features, like there was a power line along the line, and it shows where that's at. It shows the elevation and numbers over here on the right, and this is an elevation profile that you can see as well. Nice thing about this guide, it's a great resource for while you're actually hiking. But when you need to go into a town, it usually will have a separate map for a town. I have the southbound version of mine, and I'm carrying in my backpack about the first 500 miles of the guidebook. One page is about 18 and 19 miles of the AT. And so EA will send me the other parts of the AWOL guide as I head south and need those as well for reference. I'd highly recommend Guthook app on the phone and also the AWOL guide, either in paper or PDF. And I'll click on Front Royal, and it should take me to a page where it will give information about Front Royal, along with a town map that will show, like for instance, let me zoom in a little bit here. We ate at Joe's Steakhouse last night. We're staying at the Woodward House B&B. There's a Martin's shop in here. It's kind of difficult to see, but that's sort of like the big supermarket. That would be a great resupply source.